everybody. It is Easter Sunday, April the 12th, 2020. This is Wrestleview Weekly. How is everybody doing today? You doing okay? I hope you understood what the hell I just asked you. I hope everyone is having a very happy Easter, happy Zombie Jesus Day, happy all of the other things that would make you feel good on this kind of a day. I just came back from visiting my family. Deanna and I going to see my family for a nice little Easter lunch. So I am full of the foods and ready to get to entertaining you all. Hello, I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live, co-hosted alongside the effervescent editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, Mike Tedesco, where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views immediately following them here on the Wrestleview channel of the YouTube Persuasion. You know, I'm going to be brutally honest. I was about to cancel today's show because, it's Easter. Everyone wants to spend time with their families, and, I'm spending time with mine. I thought about doing this Friday or Saturday. I'm going to be brutally honest. But then all of the news that has been happening these past handful of days, I felt, no, we've got to talk about it, got to bring it up, ripe for discussion. And, it's kind of important stuff. Yeah. So, happy Easter to everyone in the chat room, but as usual, let's get the pleasantries out of the way. You guys know the drill. If you're in the chat room now, you say, wee! If you're not in the chat room, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. Who is all in there? Who found their eggs? Who is high on chocolate and jelly beans? Who is in there? I see Jamel. I see Lewis. That's not sexy man meat, hunk of man meat Lewis. That's the normal Lewis. I see Quentin. Who else is in there? Come on. Who else is in the chat room? You darn well know how to do this. Come on now. Don't be timid. I see Dodger Ryan. I see, who else? Come on, go wee. Come on, there. I see Shifty. I see, that's Lex. Yeah, that's Lexi that I see in there. I see Gills. Who else is in there? I'm giving you 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys will do it anyway. All right. On the show today, I'm TV-wise, gonna go over NXT and SmackDown. NXT recapped by yours truly for WrestleView because it was Victoria's birthday. And so, we got to give the effervescent Mikey a little break, So, yeah, do that. Also covering SmackDown, a lot of stuff happening on SmackDown that I want to talk about. And a lot of stuff in the news. A lot of stuff in the news that we're going to go over. And finally, I wanted to go over those two television shows of NXT and SmackDown to be in conjunction with the WWE Milk Carton and the WWE's main roster Congestion. WWE's main roster right now is between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, not counting 205 Live, not counting NXT UK, not counting announcers, commentators, interviewers, and auxiliary talent like the McMahons, Undertaker, stuff like that. Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, the main roster, are 162 performers. 162. It was 164. We'll talk about that in a little bit. 162 performers are on the main roster. Within that main roster, well over, I believe we're looking at a little under 55 performers have not been on TV for at least 3 weeks. And you can blame the spiky Nerf ball from hell for that one. So we're going to go over the milk carton. But in the same breath, what are the implications here with WWE TV going forward? Well, there's news on that. But will they be able to manage this gargantuan roster that they have? Or are we ripe for a spring cleaning? Because many believed that after the earlier last week, the two performers that were let go, this was going to be the start of the WWE's, what used to be a tradition, the spring cleaning. I'm not sure what we're going to see here, only because of the situation that we're in right now. That's what we call it here in the South. But spiky Nerf ball from hell. Okay, what are we going to do? So, going to talk a lot at length about the WWE's main roster and just how incredibly congested it is. So there you go. I think I saw Lewis in there. Do I ever listen to the Pro Wrestling Report newscast? I'm going to be honest. I don't listen to any other podcasts except our own. I don't listen to any other wrestling news sites podcasts. I don't listen to wrestlers' podcast only because I do enough buying as it is, and I don't need to do any more selling to you. I think that's a fair way to put it. I don't want to be tainted by any reports that might come out because, oh my God, the wrestling news sites have some weak sources this week. Oh man, don't spend too much time on the Twitter or the Facebook and looking at other wrestling news websites. Oh my God, you'll start wearing a tinfoil hat. You'll start wearing a tinfoil hat. That's what'll be happening. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so that's what we got lined up on the show today. First, so WrestleMania has come and gone. And as per tradition, we made predictions for WrestleMania. 16 matches, I believe we had on WrestleMania. Is that right? I think we had 16. Yes, 16 matches. So my numbers might be off when I go over to the next screen. I'll go ahead and fix those a little bit. 16 matches we had for WrestleMania last week. Predicting all 16 matches, we went a vibrant 13-3. 5-3 on the first night. Perfect. 8-0 on the second night. So, went 13-3 last weekend. It's pretty good. Pretty darn good. I think we'll see what the record is here in a little bit. However, of those 3 losses, I believe 2 of those were locks. If I look up here on my picks. No, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. 1, 2. Yeah, that's right. Of our 3 losses, 2 of them were locks. Those locked picks that we lost were Daniel Bryan becoming the new Intercontinental Champion, defeating Sami Zayn, and Shayna Baszler becoming the new Raw Women's Champion, defeating Becky Lynch. Those 2 we lost. So, what are you going to do? I'm going to have to take my punishment. And as usual, whenever I have a locked pick that fails to meet, we take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. 2 shots is what we got to take. I'm fine with just taking 2. I was really scared. I was really, really scared after the first night. But, hey, what are you going to do? Oh, Lewis, liking my black and white shirt. Why, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, that's what we're taking. Got to take shots on Easter Mission. I mean, it's called integrity is what it's called, okay? Jamel Wrestleview, and when news comes directly from the person that involves it. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that's what we got. We got to knock that out of the way. But first, what are today's sources? I have had this on the show before. It is one of my absolute favorite beers. It's an import. I've been having a lot of craft lately, craft beer. And so we are going to go back to the imports. And this one is a favorite of mine. The craft beer store just within walking distance of us had clearance sale, had 40% off of these bottles. So, man, this is it right here. Integrity, intensity, and intelligence. I've got 2 of those 3. Integrity is the one. I don't know what the other one is. You guys can go and figure that one out. But the sources today is from Castile Brewery out of the Netherlands, is what this is. No, it's from Ingelmunster Brewery. This is Castile Rouge, is what this is. Castile Rouge. I've had this before on the show. If you guys don't remember, I'll go ahead and describe it, bringing it up here on craftshack.com. Its unique dark red color is obtained by mixing Castle Brown ale that has been left to mature for at least 6 months with sour cherries. Castile Rouge is aptly named for its deep, dark red color brought on by the addition of sour cherries to a base of brown ale, which is then left in the barrel for a 6-month period. The ale will surprise many with the sour of the cherries and the 8.0 ABV. This beer has gastronomic qualities and can be drunk as an aperitif, with a barbecue, to accompany a dessert, or simply as an outstanding real ale. So we're just going to drink it as is what we're going to do. What I really like about the bottle, too, is it's done like a wine, is what it is. So you got to tear the foil off around, and then there you go. See, it's all corked up and everything. And so oh God, the last time I had this, I almost hit the TV. And I don't want to do that. So, here we go. Lewis, hey Doug, did you ever get into House of Cards on Netflix? I'm finally binging it. House of Cards is fantastic. Yeah, that's probably one of the few shows that I binge on the Netflix. There we go. Oh God. It's a cork. It's going to pop. It's going to pop. Oh, look at that sucker. Ah, there we go. Bit of the bubbly, basically. Ozark is a really good show, too, Lex. Yes, I completely agree with you on that. Ozark is a great show. Then I like Fargo. I love Fargo. Yeah, Fargo's a good show, too. I really have not been binging on a whole lot, to tell you the truth. I've been playing a lot more video games myself, dipping into the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and in between playing the Final Fantasy XII remaster, and also Borderlands 3 is what I've been doing. I don't really binge a whole lot nowadays, to tell you the truth. So, okay, here we go. So, Castile Rouge. Check out the tint on this. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that tint right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good stuff. That is some really, really good stuff. Lexi saying the Resident Evil 3 remake was kind of lame. Yeah. I'm not, I've been kind of hesitant on going back to the Resident Evils, to tell you the truth. Ever since 6, I've left, actually 5. After Resident Evil 5, I jumped ship. So, yeah. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, this looks so good. Take a taste. Oh, it's so dangerous. The cherries are very good. Oh, the cherries are good on that one. Okay. All right. Sources are poured. Now for our punishment. All right. I hate doing this. I hate it so much. You would think. But the locked picks that I got wrong, anyone would have, everyone was making, right? Everyone thought that Baszler was going to beat Lynch, and most people thought that Daniel Bryan was going to become the Intercontinental Champion. I'm not the only one, right? Right. Geez. No, actually, no. Daniel Bryan wasn't the lock pick that I got wrong. What was the other one? What was it? I got Goldberg wrong? Yeah, that's right. I locked Goldberg to beat Braun Strowman. Anyone else would have done that because it was supposed to be Goldberg Roman Reigns. Oh, well. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. All right, here we go. There's the Cleveland Indians shot glass. Here comes the liquid torture. Okay. All right. Oh. I see you guys debating Resident Evils there in the chat room. The best Resident Evil of all of them was 4 on the GameCube. The only reason you bought a GameCube was for Resident Evil 4. Enough said. Resident Evil 5 was atrocious. I know, and 6 was even worse. So I jumped ship after that. So, yeah. I am actually still waiting for some brand new other horror games. Like, I'd like to see brand new Silent Hills. A brand new Parasite Eve would be great. A brand new Clock Tower. Yeah, stuff like that. You want to, and here I am procrastinating a ton about video games, but I can't help it. If you want a really off the beaten path horror game to check out, I think it's from the PlayStation 2. I think it's PS2. Oh, 2 games from PS2, now that I think about it. 2 underestimated horror games from the PS2. First one is Haunting Grounds, done by Capcom. Really interesting system that they had where you had a dog as a companion. Very, very interesting game. But for me, the most underrated, underappreciated horror game ever made, and it was very, very controversial. It was never sold in Europe because of how controversial this was. Rule of Rose. Rule of Rose was a fantastically cryptic, eerie, dark game that involved kids. Involved kids doing really, really bad things. Yeah, that's a game you guys ought to check out, is Rule of Rose. I know if CJ Bowman's in the chat room or listening at any time, Rule of Rose, oh, that is a head trip of a game. Okay, Doug, stop it. All right. Time to take my punishment. All right. We've done this so many times. All right, here we go. Shot glass in hand. About to accept my fate. You all know the drill. You all know what we say in these dark times. Here we go. I'll get to your question in a minute, Jamel. Okay, first got to do this. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. I got a raspberry to try to get that taste off my tongue. Oh, God, thank God for you, Rouge. Oh. Swish it around in my mouth a little bit. Oh, God, that hit hard. All right. Jamel asking, did I ever play The Last of Us? I'm going to be honest, I haven't. And I should. I have it downloaded in my PS4 library because I am a PlayStation Plus member. I have got a ton of games that I have not played that I know that I should. Yeah, Daniel, you miss me drinking. Sorry. You know darn well it happens 20 minutes into the show. You got to show up to see me hate life. Games that I have not. God, I got so many. I have Final Fantasy 15. I have yet to play Final Fantasy 15. I have it in the box. Haven't popped it in yet. I've just been putting it off because I've been playing so many other games. Right now, it's Borderlands 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and Final Fantasy 12 is what I'm doing. I got Persona 5 in the hopper, Final Fantasy 15 in the hopper. And I dabble into Samurai Showdown and Tekken 7. I dabble into those 2 games. Yeah. Always a Tekken fan and love Samurai Showdown. That tugs at my memory cells. I loved playing that game in the arcades. Okay. Doug, this is not we talk about video games. This is the wrestling show. Sometime I do want to sit down and talk with you guys about other things other than wrestling because I think it would be a lot more fun. You know? I'd love to do a video game stream of me just playing any kind of random old game or something like that, you know? It's just I feel that there are so many others that are doing that. The market's saturated, you know? Oh, Daniel saying I was in the arcades in the mall in the 90s. You're damn right. I made over $750, $800 winning arcade tournaments in the malls in the 90s. I was a shark in Tekken. I was a shark. I wasn't a button masher. You play in Tekken 3 and I see you mashing buttons on Eddie? I'm walking up there, popping in my quarters. I pick king. I am tossing your ass around all day long. That was my man in Tekken. Mortal Kombat. I wasn't a fan of Mortal Kombat just because of the controls. I didn't like Mortal Kombat, not because I don't care about blood. I don't care about violence. I wasn't a fan of the controls. I didn't like there being a block button. I didn't like that. That threw me off. Jamel's playing Last of Us on the YouTube channel. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Lackey Shark. Oh yeah, I'm Shark. Yeah, do. Yeah, I was a shark in the arcades. Okay, and I was a pool shark too. Yeah, I mean, I did not. I was basketball in high school, but when I wasn't doing that, I was a bar athlete. Okay, video games, pool, darts, shuffleboard. Yeah, I was a bar athlete is what I was, and I kind of still am. Yeah. So, what else can I reminisce about before digging into the wrestling? I really don't want to talk about NXT that much, but I mean, I reviewed it, and there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay, Jamel asking my preferred fighting game. God, that is so tough. Lewis, air hockey? Oh, air hockey, yeah. My preferred fighting game is honestly Tekken. Tekken is my preferred fighting game. After that, Samurai Showdown. And then after that, probably DOA. Yeah, probably Dead or Alive. I like Dead or Alive's counter system. Their counter move system. I'm a big counter moves guy. I'm a big rope-a-dope guy is what I am. I do a lot of rope-a-doping. I don't count frames in animations. I know the distancing of my attacks, but I am more of a rope-a-dope. I will let you flail in, and I will toss you around, okay? You are not laying a finger on me. I started out playing Street Fighter 2, is where I started playing Street Fighter 2. But then Virtua Fighter came out, and I kind of liked how it looked, but didn't like the controls. Then Tekken came out, and that was the perfect blending of 3D fighting and the controls that I liked. And the controls I like is pulling back for blocking. Blocking was a big thing. Killer Instinct was fun, Dodger. Yes. Killer Instinct was a fun game. If you memorized the combos, oh yeah. Yeah, Killer Instinct was hella fun. Let me see. But yeah, those were my days with the fighting games. And I miss those days. I miss the arcades where, you had all the fighting games and you would just put your quarter up there, wait your turn to annihilate people, and then you would get up there for Lord knows how long. All right, Quentin, thank you. All right, this is Wrestleview, not Video Game View. Okay, enough procrastinating. Stuff happened in wrestling that we have to talk about, okay? Let's start it off with the television show that I had to recap, where we had a cinematic wrestling match of sorts. All right. As written by yours truly, where only on commentary we had Mauro Ranallo, and he only commentated 2 matches. Here we go. Let's start things off with a 6-woman ladder match for the number 1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship. That would be Io Shirai, Tegan Nox, Chelsea Green with Robert Stone in tow, Mia Yim, Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez in tow, and Candice LeRae. All 6 of these fresh young ladies trying to climb a ladder and vie for the title. The good ladies are staring at Dakota Kai. They don't like her, so they're just going to trade off punching her. Yeah, that's really neat. Pre-taping these matches does wonders at times, but this one, well, it does wonders at times because they aren't setting up stuff and setting up furniture and everything. But man, this match is kind of weird to watch. I guess it just, yeah, oh god, here we go. Yep, here we go. Got to do this one. Should have known better. I was the one that put this damn recap together. Raquel Gonzalez trying to push Io Shirai off the ladder, but instead, she found the top rope and she's going to leap onto others. This would lead us into a commercial break, thank God. Because we really needed to do that. Io, I don't know. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough. Conveniently, that all of the competitors are there to catch her. We would get table spots of the powerbomb persuasion with a choke slam of sorts, with Mia Yim powerbombing Raquel Gonzalez through the table on the outside and Tegan Nox doing something. Yeah. So there's that. Dakota Kai kicking Nox off and she's crashing through a ladder. She'll be out of commission. But finally, in the end, Io Shirai would smile, holding this briefcase atop of her head, because now she will be challenging Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. How many of you are actually thinking that Io Shirai is going to beat Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's title? Do you really think that's going to happen? Really? Really? You think that's going to happen? Or are they just going to try to turn this into a triple threat and throw Rhea Ripley into it? That's what it seems like to me. That's what I'm thinking. I'm smelling a triple threat like something fierce. And if we want to get the title off Charlotte that badly, that's what we're going to do. If we have no one to clearly build right now in NXT's women's division, then no, I'm just keeping it on Charlotte. Where is Rhea Ripley going? I think she's staying in NXT. That's where her roster picture is. Bianca Belair ain't there anymore. She's on Raw now. So, no, I don't think we're going to be seeing any title changes for a while. And I'm not sure if we're actually going to get Io Shirai and Charlotte Flair in a singles match. I'm not sure about that. That's just me. We get stuff about Finn Balor doing stuff in NXT UK. He's going after Volta for the NXT UK title. God, I miss me some Walter right now. I could use me some Walter. We get the in-ring debut of this tag team of Rinku and Saurav, known as Indus Sher. There is Saurav and there is Rinku. Let me see. I'm trying to think of how to put this. This should not have been on TV. They faced the jobber team of Everrise. Yeah, who knows? These two guys are green. These two jokers, I mean, we're talking neon green. We are talking shine a black light. They're going to blind you glaringly neon green in the ring. And pre-taping a match did not do them any justice. Yes, Lewis, they need a lot of work. This was rough to watch. And I don't hold anything. And this Malcolm Bivens, he's great on the Twitter, but he's a completely different character on the NXT television show, which He has not introduced himself in front of a live audience yet. I mean, think about that. Okay, this team has been introduced brand new without the benefit of a live studio audience. Gills, are they as bad as Duke and Shafir? About as bad. I think they're about as bad. This was a rough match to watch. This is their finisher. A la Demolition. But the thing is, there's nothing that really takes them apart from everyone else, to tell you the truth. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Looks like I have to adjust some of my Twitter things here. Some of the addresses have changed. That's okay. Finally, let's talk about the cinematic match. The Tomato Chomper versus Johnny Gargano. The final beat. This match lasted, including commercials, roughly about an hour. Roughly. Your good old garbage match was what it was. A good old-fashioned garbage match. There's a ref in the building. There's a ring in the building. Guys can do whatever the hell they want. Lex telling me it's 53 minutes. Guys can do whatever the hell they want. The ref is just there to count or see if someone taps. Okay, first off, and Gills is saying it for me, this was eons better than Edge Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Okay, this was light years better because we had these guys talking. We had these guys talking trash the whole time, cursing up a storm. Loved it. But for once, I just hope this is the last time. We got to be done with this. I really hope it's true. Garbage spots galore. Though we start off with wrestling stuff.
You want to stop this?
They're crying out. That's the big difference between this match and Edge and Orton. At least they were crying out in pain. They were showing way more emotion than Edge Orton ever did in their match.
How many surgeries is it now?
Way better. Way, way better. And, of course, you got Gargano making fun of Tomato Chomper. Tomato Chomper finding his crutch. The two of them would find their way on top of a tractor trailer. Really cute little shot for us to go to commercial to. But in the end, here we got to sneak up. This is not a we. But in the end, in this match, if I can find it, we're getting to it here. Candice LeRae comes to the ring and sees everything torn asunder. They're both in a heap in the ring, and Candice, just looks at Gargano. Who are you, Johnny? Who the hell are you? Then goes the Chomper. Are you happy? You happy? I hate my husband. There, I said it. You happy now? And she goes, fine, I'll finish it, and kicks Johnny in the jewels. Says that she's done with it. Finished. Tomato Chomper cradles Johnny, saying that he's sorry. Then Gargano goes, yeah, I'm sorry too. LeRae kicks him in the jewels from behind. Then Gargano reveals that LeRae handed him a protective cup. And so there you go. Signature move of SmackDown. That's absolutely right, Jamel. Kick to the dick. Anything to the dick is official. Then Gargano did the fairy tale ending to exposed boards on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Johnny Gargano. Thank God this is over with. Thank God. I don't know what everyone thought of this this show, and I really don't care. Because I'm trying to forget it. Well, I'm not trying to forget it. I mean, it wasn't bad. CJ says, "Wee!" It wasn't a bad show, okay? There's been way worse. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, NXT's montage of why you should care show. Yeah, that was bad. So, I don't feel like looking that up. No, I'm not going to look it up. Because I kind of want to go through today's show quite briskly, is what I want to do. I do want to talk about SmackDown, though. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, I don't think anyone's off the milk carton. No one left the milk carton from the show. But a lot of people were on SmackDown last Friday. And last Friday, a lot of people left the milk carton. I don't have any tweets or GIFs or anything to really show. I'm just going to fly through this thing because I am more interested in the people that showed up on SmackDown than anything else. Okay? Don't worry, CJ. We'll probably talk more about video games in a little bit. I procrastinated a lot dodging these shows. Okay, so Braun Strowman's got a shiny new title, and he gloats about it and everything. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and challenges him to a championship match. So there you go. Wrestlemania tag team title of the Vagina Persuasion. It's a rematch of the titles. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross against Asuka and Kairi Sane. Bliss and Cross would walk away with those titles. Yay. Even though Asuka got back on the mic, standing on the announcer's table and doing her thing. If it weren't for Asuka, this whole spiky Nerf ball, horrible television show thing would be really, 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 really bad. Elias is on a guitar. He strums it and says that he's really nice. Dolph Ziggler and Sonya Deville are walking to the ring saying things. Tucker comes out because he's got a match against Ziggler. He shows off the really cute pictures of Otis and Mandy Rose lifting things in a parking lot while Otis holds a bunch of bananas. And Ziggler and Tucker have a match, but Dolph Ziggler wins that match. So, yeah, there you go. Why Sonya Deville is with Dolph Ziggler? I don't know. That's kind of creepy. The dirt sheet with The Miz and John Morrison. The Miz is there. Not sick. You got me. Doing a segment about the dirt sheet, then Usos show up and they say words. Then the New Day shows up and says words. And it's announced that next week there's going to be a triple threat match for the SmackDown tag team titles, except it's going to be kind of like WrestleMania, but not, because it's going to involve the people that weren't at WrestleMania. That is The Miz defending the tag team titles against Big E and Jey Uso. Yeah, that's what that segment was all about. Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party? You mean Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik? That Lucha House Party? Those wacky Mexican guys? Lucha House Party. Off the milk carton. We haven't seen the Lucha House Party since the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view back in February. Here they are. Why is Lucha House Party on my television screen? And why is Lucha House Party? Well, it's because they're going against the Forgotten Sons. The Forgotten Sons? You mean the Cutler and Blake Forgotten Sons with Jackson Riker that hasn't wrestled a wrestling match in 5 months? Those Forgotten Sons? Those guys are SmackDown? What? Forgotten Sons! Off the milk carton! We haven't seen all 3 of those guys since a February episode of NXT where they were made to show the grizzled young veterans look good. Who'd have thunk this? I will admit, I really love the look of the Forgotten Sons. I love their look. Well, they aren't going to win any titles. That has nothing to do with it. I am not saying that they should be winning matches. I am not saying they should be winning titles. I am not saying they should be a thing. They have a look that no one else has. They should, call them up. They could be auxiliary talent. They can job well. Sure, why not? You want them to have decent tag team matches? They have good tag team matches. Sure, bring them up. My thing is, Jackson Riker hasn't done shit. Jackson Riker is still bad. Unless he can have a match that proves to me otherwise. Okay? The Forgotten Sons have way more charisma, a better look, and better everything than a recent tag team that was just let go. We'll talk about that, and everyone's losing their collective shit about that last Friday. So we're definitely talking about that. But Forgotten Sons called up to SmackDown. They would defeat the Lucha House Party. Backstage, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are celebrating their win and still being women's tag team champions. But then Carmella and Dana Brooke. I thought Dana Brooke was sick. But wait, Carmella's with her too? What's going on? No, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, wait. Carmella and Dana Brooke? Carmella and Dana Brooke off the milk carton. We haven't seen them in about 2 months as well, ever since this whole spiky Nerf ball shit's been going on. Wow. Okay. So we're just knocking everyone off the milk carton this week. And I'm going to be talking about Congestion. Well, there's still a lot of people on the milk carton, okay? There's still a lot of people that are on it, all right? So hold it there. Carmella and Dana Brooke approach him and say, hey, you said you would fight anyone and you feel unbeatable. Why'd you go against us? Okay, so we're going to get those two teams going at it for the women's tag team titles sometime soon. Sasha Banks and Bayley and Karen are in the ring. Sasha Banks and Karen are in the ring talking shit. Tamina comes down. She talks shit. She wants Bayley's title. And Karen says, no, you can't have my title, not until if you can beat Sasha Banks. So there you go. Tamina, Sasha Banks for next week. Sheamus versus Cal Blue. Sheamus? We got a Sheamus? I don't know who Cal Bloom is, but we got a Sheamus? Sheamus off the milk carton. We haven't seen Sheamus since this whole spiky Nerf ball of death stuff happened. We haven't seen him since his stupid little program with Shorty G and Apollo. Damn. Let's keep him going. Let's yank some more people off the milk carton, why don't we? A big ol' montage clip show thing of the Jeff Hardy's 24 show or something like that that's going to be on the WWE Network airs. Who cares? He's still, no, that doesn't count. You do a video montage of yourself, but there's nothing new or live, then it doesn't matter. No, you're not going to do it. Braun Strowman versus Shinsuke Nakamura with Cesaro in tow. Your winner would be Braun Strowman. He would get the pin. Afterwards, Firefly Funhouse appears on the television screen. Bray Wyatt inviting, basically Wyatt says that John Cena was right. They really can't see him. He congratulates Strowman, says he's so happy for him as he looks at his lantern. Wyatt says that was a long time ago, and I'm sure he's learned his lesson by now. We see clips of Strowman being with the Wyatt family. Bray says he gave Strowman a home, but he turned his back on him. He thinks he can forgive him, but if Strowman tells him he's sorry. Strowman says he's not playing any games. Wyatt says that he's been busy talking about getting these hands instead of learning manners. Basically, Wyatt goading Strowman. Strowman says anytime. So, Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. WWE title. Sounds good to me. Sounds like a good way to get it back on Bray so we can have Roman Reigns take it from him. I'm not wrong in that assessment, am I? I'm not wrong in that. That or turn it into a triple threat when Roman Reigns feels like coming back. Anything to protect him. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. What did everyone think of SmackDown? 65% gave it a thumbs up, and that's pretty much par for the course. SmackDown always gets a positive rating or reaction or review or positive anything. SmackDown always gets over 50% majority. That is good because nobody watches SmackDown. Braun heel turn? No, stop it. Kids, stop it. Nafis, you were catching up on Doctor Who, but you didn't want to miss me. Whee! Oh, you're so cute. Thank you so much. Okay. That's enough of the TV. Let's refill some sources here. This Castile Rouge is fantastic. Yeah. Fill that bad boy up. There we go. This is the good stuff. This is good stuff. 8.0 ABV, so it's not going to be too hard. All right. We have got a ton of news to talk about before we dip into an egregiously large WWE Milk Carton. And also our talk about how the WWE main roster is kind of congested right now. So let's do that right now. Let's talk about some news. WWE's got its first. Don't mind me. I've got to bring up something real quick. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Yep. It happened. You thought it would happen sooner or later. But yesterday, reported by Jerome and PW Insider, WWE confirms an employee has tested positive for COVID-19 and has made a complete recovery. Per a new report from PW Insider in response to rumors over this past week that an on-air talent that worked TV tapings at the Performance Center in March was said to have tested positive for COVID-19, WWE issued the following statement. A WWE employee has tested positive for COVID-19. We believe this matter is low risk to WWE talent and staff, as the individual and a roommate became symptomatic in the days following exposure to two people working in acute health care on the evening of March 26th, after WWE's TV production on a closed set was already complete. The employee had no contact with anyone from WWE since being exposed to those two individuals, is doing well, and made a complete recovery. This should be noted that it was also confirmed that the infected individual did not work at this last week's SmackDown tapings and also did not work on the WrestleMania 36 tapings. So, that above statement was first released to Pro Wrestling Sheet, who is with Ryan Satin, who is contracted with Fox. So there you go. That's why they got that. So, I don't want to scroll down. I am not going to scroll down. I am saving that for another story. And per reports earlier last week, back on the 7th, this was last Tuesday. So, F4W Online reported that TV tapings were set to resume at Full Sail and the Performance Center on that Friday for Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They were going to resume on Friday. Reports then would flood out by TMZ about details of the protocols for these tapings. In a memo obtained by TMZ, in a memo sent out the performers and staff before anyone can enter the WWE Performance Center, the site of the tapings, medical team will do a screening for each person. This was per the reports and rumors about COVID-19. So you're seeing these were the rumors. Then WWE just let out a press statement saying, hey, someone had it. They don't have it anymore. Get over yourselves. Per WPW Insider now, we're doing all this shit live now. It's being said that the new plan going forward is that Monday Night Raw, NXT, and SmackDown will all air live and take place at the Performance Center with only essential personnel in attendance. Per that same report, the decision to go live each week was made earlier on Friday, last Friday. The WWE had initially planned to tape the remainder of TV for April and into May, leading into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which was supposed to take place in Baltimore, but the arena announced Thursday that the pay-per-view had been canceled due to spiky Nerf ball. WWE talent began arriving last Wednesday in Orlando for tapings that would brought the company into mid-May. And it's believed that the Money in the Bank pay-per-view is going to take place at the Performance Center as well. I think it will. No shock there. But also, according to a similar report from F4W Online, contracts with both NBC Universal and Fox call for a certain number of shows per year that can be taped. It is being said that Raw can only have 3, which was at the start of the year, and 2 shows during the European tour. It is also being said that Fox had a similar deal. That report indicates that while nobody will say so publicly, the fear is that this could potentially violate the contract with NBC Universal and Fox and would give them legal ability to withhold money or find a way to change those contracts. It's a breach of contract. With no current WWE live house shows, the company, like all other sports companies, are surviving largely based on TV revenue, with the network's pain also taking in far less revenue than projected at the present time due to the pandemic. So, here's what's going on, okay? Everyone's losing money. Period. Everyone's losing money. No way around it. We all are, okay? So, that means that any company, any organization will try their damnedest and find their way to save money, not lose money, to quit the bleeding, okay? Especially getting out of contracts. They'll try to find any way. This is one of them. You bet NBC Universal and Fox are damn sure looking at their contracts right now and looking for any kind of wiggle room right now. This is the only money that they're making right now is from ad revenue and TV revenue. That's it. If no one's watching TV, no one's watching the advertising. People aren't going to pay for advertising if no one's watching. So, WWE had no choice. They have to do their shows live. From somewhere, from anywhere. It has to be a live show. That's why they got the contracts in the first place. They were live television. That's the booming thing. Everyone watches live television. Period. NBC Universal, I think, is okay. NBC Universal is fine. Fox, on the other hand, they're not looking good right now. Fox is not looking good right now. They would be airing NASCAR races right now. No NASCAR. I believe they only get 6 or 8 Sundays or Saturdays out of the year to air baseball games. They aren't getting that. They would be airing soccer, Premier Soccer. Not getting that. Premier League Soccer, I believe. A lot of programming is being lost. NBC would be airing golf, tennis. They don't have baseball. Their NASCAR contract doesn't come up until after Memorial Day weekend. NBC Universal is not really losing much when it comes to ad revenue. Fox is getting hit hard. So they're looking at any way they can to loosen the belt a little bit, not make it so tight. Yeah, this is a big deal. And the WWE, they are skating by on this contract. If it goes null and void, they are done. Well, I don't I really shouldn't say that because you hear that all the time. You hear that all the time. This is WWE's bread and butter with these television contracts. They cannot afford for them to go null and void. They can't. The amount of money that would be lost is astronomical. Astronomical. If it goes away, then WWE is going to turn into South Dakota wrestling because that's the only place that they can get money. Sports leagues are doing... Sports leagues I'm not so sure about right now. There's a lot of ad revenue sharing, but they aren't going to see that hit until next year because there's no revenue sharing to be had. These are dire times right now for sports and live programming. At some point, I want to say in the summer, you're going to see some drastic changes when it comes to sports teams. You're going to see some people getting hit hard financially. WWE confirms that it will be resuming their live television broadcasts. This was via statement that they sent to ESPN. According to an ESPN.com, obtained a conversation with a WWE spokesperson confirming on Saturday that the company was going to resume the live TV shows. According to that same report, starting on Monday Night Raw, they will run live shows without fans for several weeks after several weeks of tape programming. So that's what they're doing. Yep. Impact Wrestling. Slight news over here. Impact is reportedly planning the Rebellion special to be on Access TV, but they are planning for empty arena shows. The Rebellion pay-per-view was originally scheduled to take place on April the 19th in New York. However, the event was canceled, so now they are going to be showing 2 new matches of some kind, and they're going to be in an empty arena setting. Ugh. And Impact has reportedly began taping several weeks of television in Nashville, Tennessee. So they're trying to make up for that. It's going to be empty arena as well. Tony Khan of AEW announced his lineup for Wednesday's Dynamite with the return of Jim Ross. Where is this taking place? It's going to be taking place in that same Jacksonville arena. So, okay. There you go. But when I was talking earlier about sports organizations feeling the hit, last Friday, XFL announced it has ceased all operations immediately, and all of its employees have been laid off. Field Yates of ESPN tweeted on that Friday, a little after noon. On a call today with COO Jeffrey Pollock, XFL employees were just informed that the league is suspending operations and they've all been laid off. Another sport impacted further by the current COVID-19 crisis. So yes, there goes that. There goes the XFL. It was also said by another XFL staff member that he said, quote, "It's done. It's not coming back." According to ESPN, while a handful of executives remained employed, the league currently has no plans to return in 2021. It's also being said that an XFL staff member said it's done. It's not coming back. As of this new update, there's been no comment from the league or Vince McMahon. The XFL has closed up shop. We are 48 hours and some change since that announcement, and Vince McMahon hasn't said shit. I want to let that sink in. Your sports organization laid off all its personnel and closed up shop and said they are never coming back 2 days ago. And you own this. You own this whole thing. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you sold a shit ton of stock in it about 4 months ago. In it, I mean the subsidiary that was running the XFL that is under the WWE's umbrella. Keep your eyes peeled on this story. Keep your eyes peeled on this. This has some fraudulent implications to it. You're going to see the SEC jump on this like a moth to a flame, but they ain't going to get burned. Prepare yourself. I am trying not to be like all of the other people who say, oh, the WWE's going down. No, I'm just saying you need to look at this kind of stuff. Okay? This can break some things. Okay? This is going to break some things. Speaking of people that are broken, last Friday, the WWE announced the release of the revival of Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. They did it via tweet. Via tweet, they said the revival have agreed on their immediate release from the WWE. We wish them all the best in their future endeavors. So, this, of course, in turn led everyone to react in their own reactions, and everyone had feelings of some kind. That's right, Gills. The revival off the milk carton. You won't see them again. They don't deserve to be on the milk carton. I said before that I wasn't going to scroll down. I know that I tell you all that whenever you see something interesting, you're reading a report, you're watching a video or something, that you never scroll down, because the comments and stuff that's said underneath they don't do anything positive. They are only meant there to give a reaction of some kind, to make you have feelings. You don't learn anything new. You just become way too embroiled in something so asinine. I'm thinking about scrolling down. Should I scroll down, chat room, on this story? Because I believe this is a story that, this is a story I would love to see what people are saying. We're saying here, okay? I mean, look, we have our opinions of this. We are very in tune with our emotions, okay? We're here to have some fun. Xantrix, yes, we're that desperate. All right, I'm going to roll a die. Is what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll a die. Okay, here's a die. Okay, I'm going to roll it. Okay, I'm going to roll this. Odd, we go. Odd, I'm scrolling down. Even, I'm going to carry on. And I have integrity, guys. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so odd, we're going. Even, we're staying put. It's a 6. It's a 6. We're staying put. All right. No scroll down. No scroll down. CJ, it wasn't a D20. Well, I got a D20 right here. I could roll that. But no. I rolled it. It even. We're not scrolling down. If you want to scroll down on your own time, you go right ahead. Okay? Cock blocked by the D6. WWE, AEW, and Impact Talent have commented on the Revival's release. Aleister Black says, both of you made me a better wrestler, inside and outside of the ring, true professionals. Nothing but respect and love for the both of you. Take the world, friends. Shane Helms, I love tag team wrestling, and I loved working with and just watching them do their thing. All of my best. Mick Foley, my guess is we have not seen the last or best of them. Beth Phoenix, forever family. There they are. Sasha Banks, love you guys so much. Peyton Royce, forever grateful for everything you've done. These are the pictures I like. I like this stuff, okay? I love what they have done for everyone on the roster and being a part of everyone professionally. I love this stuff, okay? Everything that they're selling to us normal folk, I can do without. Karen, forever. The Puerto Rican guys, tag team wrestling. Ethan Page, so the Revival, when we doing this when quarantine is over? Jim Cornette, free at last. Oh, God, I'm almost close to scrolling down. I'm not scrolling down on that story. Sorry, I'm not. And by the way, these guys have revealed their new in-ring names. Scott Dawson's Twitter handle is now Dax Harwood. And Dash Wilder's new Twitter handle is Cash Wheeler. Actually, Scott Dawson's real name is David Harwood. And Dash Wilder's real name is Daniel Wheeler. So, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. Look, whatever they do, awesome, okay? I love the stuff that they would always show behind the scenes, their relationships with everyone in the roster. I loved seeing that stuff. Their wrestling matches are fun in NXT, not on the main roster, and they couldn't do it on the main roster. I mean, Raw and SmackDown. They should never have gone to Raw or SmackDown. They should have stayed put in NXT. That's where they belonged. But yeah, I don't know. What are you going to do? But they're going to be Willie's in the chat room there. Walkie's in the chat room. No, they're going to be fine wherever they go. My 2 cents on this, whichever organization brings them up, whoever brings them up, do not put them on TV in an empty arena. They cannot be debuted in an empty arena. If no one was cheering for them when the arena was full, what makes you think you're going to hear any noise about them when they show up in an empty arena? What I'm really going to miss about these guys, though, was just the debut. Their Raw debut was fantastic. I loved it. Corey Graves' reaction to them debuting on when the New Day issued the open challenge, they marched down the ring. They kicked over their stupid little ice cream cart from Wrestlemania. Oh, it was on. Oh, God, they had it. And then Dash Wilder got a broken jaw. He was off TV for 4 months. Then injuries happened to Dash Wilder again. Concussion. Injury prone. Why do people get injury prone? They don't take care of themselves. That's how it happens. It's not a freak occurrence. It's not a freak occurrence. Concussions are not freak occurrences. They aren't. As long as you train and take care of yourself, you don't get injured. The Miz. Anyone else that I need to bring up? He's the first one that comes to mind. I don't know. Oh, well. They just couldn't stay healthy. So, there you go. Ring of Honor has announced that Angelina Love has signed a new contract with the company. She still needs a sandwich. They announced Angelina Love, along with Velvet Sky, they debuted in Ring of Honor at the G1 Supercard event on April the 6th last year. Yeah, she has signed a contract with them. So, yeah, I hope she gets paid enough to eat at Subway every day. Jericho. Yeah. No, Gills brought it up. Yeah, Chris Jericho was never injured. He got time off, thankfully. The WWE has filed new trademarks last week. Those trademarks include for The Fiend, Feel the Glow, and Rated R Superstar. So there you go. NXT UK tapings have been canceled, and their tour has been postponed. Their new tour does not kick off until May the 1st. So NXT UK is on the kibosh for little under a month. I found this headline very comical on Wrestlemania Sunday, and so I will read it to you. Michael Cole has reportedly been promoted to Vice President of Announcing within the WWE. This is according to PW Insider. I'm going to fill up my sifter of sensibility, with the last of my Castile Rouge. I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to take a sip, and then I will follow with my comment. Who's the president of announcing? Who is the president of announcing? If Michael Cole is promoted to Vice President of Announcing, then who's the president? He was promoted to this corporate position several weeks ago. He is already an executive producer of all of television. Seriously. So now it is Vince McMahon, then to Michael Cole, and then to everyone else for announcing. Well, I take it that this headline by PW Insider was meant to give everyone the feels. But it kind of did. It did its job. Press release. On that same WrestleMania Sunday, WWE and DAZN announced a new partnership in Germany. WWE and DAZN recently announced a new partnership in Germany. It's a multi-year agreement to bring WWE's weekly flagship programming with original U.S. commentary to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. DAZN is a sports streaming service. Mo money. Mo money. You want more money? SBT Brazilian TV Network and the WWE have announced a free-to-air broadcast agreement. This was reported last Friday. SBT Brazilian TV and WWE announced Thursday on their website that SBT will broadcast highlights of Raw on free-to-air TV in Brazil starting this week. Advertising for the WWE. Sign up to the WWE Network, $19.99, after Spiky Nerf Ball is gone. According to a press release on WrestleMania Sunday, WrestleMania 36 set social media records for the company over the weekend. What do those include? It is 13.8 million social media interactions on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. According to Nielsen Social, WrestleMania saw 13.8 million social media interactions on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, 57% higher than last year's WrestleMania. Thanks, Spiky Nerf Ball. All right, let's finally talk some wrestling here. An interim NXT Cruiserweight Champion is going to be crowned because Jordan Devlin is unable to defend the title. Announced Wednesday, last Wednesday, through NXT GM William Regal, there will be a tournament to determine the interim NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Current champion Jordan Devlin is in the UK and unable to defend the title due to travel restrictions of Spiky Nerf Ball. Participants in the tournament will be revealed in the coming days. We have received the format of that tournament. Here we go. The format of the tournament has been revealed. It will be 8 superstars split into 2 groups of 4. Superstars will compete against each other of the 3 other members of their group. Round robin. Superstar with the best record in each group will advance to the title match. All ties will be broken by head-to-head record. Winner of Group A faces Group B. Oh my God, are the dorks gonna love this one. I hate, just below gauntlet matches, I hate tournaments. Tournaments are stupid. Period. I hate them. They don't further any storylines. They don't further character development. It's just a fucking wet dream for everyone. I hate tournaments. Hate them, hate them, hate them, hate them. And this is just the type of belt that everyone would be going bonkers for there being another tournament. Because that's how this thing was conceived in the first place. I guess that's why I never really latched on to New Japan. You know, I hate tournaments. I hate record keeping. Have you seen AEW do anything with their record keeping? How's that going for them? All right, kids. Strap yourselves in. This story's a good one. You're going to love this one. All right. Ronda Rousey, in a recent podcast with Steve-O of Jackass fame, the podcast is called Wild Ride, says that she will not return full-time to the WWE due to, quote, ungrateful fans, end quote. Topic of discussion was returning to the WWE ring. That was brought up by Steve-O to the Ronda Rousey. She said the following statements as it relates to a possible future return to the ring. I don't want to play, let's just play it. No, it's an hour and 26 long. I'm not doing that. Statements regarding her return to the ring. What am I doing it for if I'm not being able to spend my time and energy on my family, but instead spending my time and my energy on a bunch of fucking ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me? The thing is, I love performing. I love the girls. I love being out there. But at the end of the day, I was just like, fuck these fans, dude. My family loves me. They appreciate me. I want all of my energy to go into them. People think you're only wrestling as much as they see you on TV, but they don't realize that there's 3 or 4 other days of live shows during the week. If I looked at all the live shows, I was only home 1 day and a half a week. It was just not worth it for my family. So no, I'll never be full-time again. Over 200 days a year on the road like that ever again. Rousey's contract is said to expire in April of next year. WWE female stars would react to her comments. From Ronda Rousey's Twitter account yesterday afternoon with the hashtag of #KayfabeKiller, anyone who is outraged by me calling professional wrestling, quote, fake fights for fun, end quote, has never been in a real fight. While you all are tiptoeing around bruising some pro wrestlers' huge soft egos, No one is thinking about all the real fighters you're insulting when pretending pro wrestling is somehow on the same level of realism. Yes, I understand wrestling 300 days a year for years on end is incredibly tough on the body and a difficult profession, but do you know what would happen if you got in 300 real fights in a year? You'd be dead. Alexa Bliss would reply, was out for almost a year. Must have been fake. Lana, I have no words for her audacity to save fake fighting. If it's fake, why can't Paige and TJ Wilson why can't they wrestle anymore? If it's fake, couldn't Edge wrestle for 11 years? It's a contact sport where real things happen. Nia Jax, I can't wait for Ronda to one day return to the WWE, even if WWE orders me to make Ronda look good in the ring, which is the only way for Ronda to look good in the ring with me. I'll risk my job to go down in history as the one from the biz that knocked her the fuck out. When I saw these comments from the podcast and them running rampant on Twitter and the Facebook, I immediately took out my wallet. I know I don't have many dollar bills in it. I've got some money in my checking account. But whatever Ronda Rousey is selling, I will buy in a heartbeat. I'll buy it up in a heartbeat. Oh, God. Oh, that's good stuff. Wanda, you know this shit. You're good. Oh, you're really good. Getting everyone all riled up and even getting the others to work with you. Fucking love it. Workers always working. God, I love it. Buy. You're selling, I'm buying. I'm buying. And everyone's got feelings. Everyone's getting some feelings about this. Here we are, scrolling down. No, I'm not going to read it. No, I can't do that. Buying, love it. I need a soundboard. To pound right now. Earlier today, on Ronda Rousey's Twitter account, we posted this. This was posted on her Twitter account 10 o'clock at night last night. Her punching a Hulk Hogan, buddy. And in saying, good night, #rowdy ones, and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it'll work when you work a work and work yourself into a shoot, marks. This should not look familiar to anybody. I don't recognize that. I knew it was selling beyond belief. Yeah, you'd expect. Yes. You worked them good, Rhonda. You worked them real good. Worked them so good, they didn't realize that was a tweet from Hulk Hogan himself that you're punching up, and you did this all on purpose. A tweet from Hulk Hogan back in 2011. Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it'll work when you work a work and work yourself into a shoot. Marks. Doug, you are a WWE creative writer. Spiky Nerf ball is out of the way. Spiky Nerf ball has come and gone. We're coming up to Royal Rumble. We're coming up to the Royal Rumble. Let's go ahead and say Becky Lynch is a 2-time Raw Women's Champion. Let's go ahead and say it. Becky Lynch is a 2-time Raw Women's Champion. How would you write in Ronda Rousey? How would you write in, take a sip of your sources, Ronda Rousey? We're getting to Royal Rumble times. We would like Ronda Rousey to face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title, Wrestlemania. We don't know if she's going to sign or not. We just want a good shebang for Ronda Rousey. Kit Dyson says, "Wee!" How would you write in Ronda Rousey? Oh, that's a nice cork. I would not have her win the Royal Rumble. She would not even appear in the Royal Rumble. Someone wins the Royal Rumble. I don't know who. Anyone. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who wins it. Could be Bianca Belair. Could be Rhea Ripley. Could be Sasha Banks. Could be Nia Jax. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Raw following Royal Rumble. The winner of said Royal Rumble, Becky Lynch maybe is in the ring and she's talking stuff, talking smack, saying that she's the best, and she even says, "I'll take on the winner of whoever won the Royal Rumble, I'll go against them." And out comes the winner of the Royal Rumble, whoever it may be, coming to the ring. They're walking, they're mid-ramp, looking all confident, mid-ramp, walking down. And then Jonah Jet hits. Everyone stops. The crowd is going nuts. Wanda, stomping down the ring, flattens whoever won the Royal Rumble, gets in the ring, flattens Lynch, flattens her. Cold cock potato. And Wanda just grabs the mic and goes, "You're facing me at WrestleMania, bitch." Every week of television on Monday Night Raw involving anything, Ronda Rousey does whatever the hell she wants. I mean, she is interrupting everything. She is interrupting men's matches. She is interrupting any match. She's walking up to the commentary table and grabbing a headset and just saying stuff randomly. Anything. Doesn't matter. She shows up whenever she wants, wherever she wants. But on the very next episode of Monday Night Raw, whatever the hell is happening, she cuts everyone off, boots everyone out of the ring, shows a piece of paper in her hand, and goes, "This is my contract." Because this says I do what I want, when I want, how I want, to who, whenever. It doesn't matter. Shut up. Period. She is Bork Laser without Paul Heyman and way more aggressive. Period. I just want Rousey interrupting everything. God, Firefly Funhouse segment? Nah. Busts in and punches him in the face. Everything. She just butts herself into anything randomly. Okay? Tiptoe this on the line. Okay? I love this. I am buying everything Ronda's selling. My God. She still has a year on a contract. I want her on mainstream TV. I do not want her just on the network. I want her on my biggest show. I might put her on SmackDown. Have her take the 24/7 title and then throw it in the garbage. Why not? It is ripe for the taking. God, I love this. Rhonda, you magnificent human being, you. Injury list. Jinder Mahal with a ruptured patella. He should be arriving soon. Razar with a torn bicep. We think. We haven't heard official word. He may not be back until SummerSlam. Andrade with broken ribs. He was supposed to be at Wrestlemania. Not sure when he's going to be back. He'll probably be here before the end of the month. Lars Sullivan, major reconstructive surgery on his ACL and MCL. Should have been back by now. Who knows if we're going to see him while Spiky Nerf Ball is around. Xavier Woods and Ember Moon both recovering from Achilles tendon surgery. Should be seeing them around SummerSlam times. Same thing with Boa from NXT. Torn rotator cuff and labrum. He'll be back for SummerSlam times. Fandango, dislocated elbow, was supposed to be back well before WrestleMania, but he's too busy producing Southpaw Regional Wrestling Season 3. And finally, just learned by myself, Jessamine Duke having reparative surgery on both elbows. She had that back in January. I am putting her out there for maybe available around SummerSlam times. We're not sure, but we'll see how it goes. So, those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who aren't hurt? What about people who haven't been on TV for, say, 3 weeks? Lewis, hey, Doug, can I get a shout out from the Milk Carton guy? You love him. Oh! You might be able to get a shout out from the Milk Carton guy because it is that time. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 162 performers on the WWE's main roster between Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Of that 162, I'm right now scrolling through my list. Please bear with me. I should have had these numbers ripe and ready when I was going to be doing this show, but I don't. I'm just looking at it right now. 162 performers on the main roster. While 12 of them are hurt, about 45 of them have not been on TV for the past 3 weeks. It's 45. I thought it was 55. Well, it might be 55. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the segment that everyone loves. And I kind of love doing myself because I do a lot of tracking on this. Special times are going to be coming up soon as well. Oh God, I'm teasing this so bad, aren't I? It's the WWE Milk Carton.
Oh, I'm walking. Oh, yes, indeed, I'm talking. I could walk faster if I could, but I got too many people on my back. Lewis is not sexy hunk of man meat.
I hope that was good enough, Lewis. Well, who's this thirsty fellow? You never would have thought the day that you would see this guy on the WWE Milk Carton. But he's here. You never would have thought that this guy would be on the WWE Milk Carton. Ladies and gentlemen, the first time ever, the debut to the WWE Milk Carton of Roman Reigns. We haven't seen him since March the 20th episode of SmackDown, where he signed his contract to face Goldberg for the Universal title at the Wrestlemania. Burden, 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 darn, darn, burden, 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 darn, darn. Oh, that kind of ruins my chords. Wow. Selfish asshole putting his health and his family ahead of work. I'm kidding. I got a feeling we're going to be seeing Roman Reigns on the milk carton for a while. We're probably not going to see him off of it for another 3 months. Because that's when I see this spiky Nerf ball shit going down. It's not going to end until June. It's my guess. I can always push that back. I'd rather be happier that it ends sooner. Well, he's been here before. I mean, this isn't a shock. Rey Mysterio. Haven't seen him since the March 16th episode of Monday Night Raw. This would be the first episode of Monday Night Raw from the empty Performance Center, where he faced off against Andrade for the 2,463rd time. Yeah, that's okay. We probably aren't going to see him either. Not going to see him for a while either. I think he's taking the same stance as Roman. That's a weird fucking picture, ain't it? You would expect that from this guy. Quentin, what is worse, Burden or Hey Kayla? Hey Kayla hurts me more than Burden. Hey Kayla hurts me more than Burden. This is supposed to be Jeff Hardy. Look at picture. Jeff Hardy, we haven't seen him since he returned from injury on an episode of SmackDown on March the 13th, where he faced off against Karen Bourbon. That, coincidentally, March 13th episode of SmackDown would be the very first episode of SmackDown in an empty Performance Center since Spiky Nerf Ball. I can only pray that he is paying attention to the stay-at-home orders here in our state. Okay? Don't go to the ABC store after downing 6 shots of vodka. Driving down Highway 49. And for God's sake, you don't need to go to Myrtle Beach. The beaches are closed. If you need to pass out in a stairwell, do it in your own home. Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, we haven't seen him since the March 11th episode of NXT, where he and Matt Riddle were in a rematch for the NXT Tag Team titles against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I think he's stuck in England and he can't travel. But Kyle O'Reilly can travel. He was in that match too. Why isn't he showing up for work? I don't know. He's not anywhere else. I don't know. You know, we've put forth a lot of effort in building the grizzled young veterans. They showed up and beat down Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle after they won in their rematch. We have done a considerable effort building that the grizzled young veterans are supposed to be a thing in NXT. We had them go, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan had a match with them. Forgotten Sons had a match with them. And now we have them interrupting after this rematch for the NXT Tag Team titles post NXT TakeOver Portland. And yet we are not going to have them on television at all for the next 3 weeks, regardless of Spiky Nerf Ball. All of that work for naught. I'm sorry. You had an entire episode of NXT devoted to clip show segments on why some people are important. You devoted an entire show of NXT that had not one wrestling match in it. You spent a month building up these guys. I don't get it. Raul Mendoza. Have not seen him since that March 11th episode of NXT where he was shoved into an SUV by some masked people. That happened to Joaquin Wilde, too. Though I have Razar pictured in this and no confirmation about his injury, AOP, we have not seen them since the March 9th episode of Monday Night Raw. That was the last episode of Monday Night Raw that we had that involved a live audience. Can you take a guess on what they were doing? Take a guess. They were doing that stupid Rollins, Owens, Messiah, stupid shit. It was part of an 8-man tag. Guess who else was there? Murphy was there. Guess who else was there? The Viking Raiders were there. The victims of Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens is 5 performers deep. Let that sink in. Because of your performers, because of the booking that you did, oh well. Who knows what they're going to be doing now? Ruby Riott. We haven't seen her since March the 9th episode of Monday Night Raw, where she was standing at ringside during a women's tag team match involving Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Liv Morgan and Natalya. And you know what? Sarah Logan was there too. This has only been, since Ruby Riott's injury, this was only her 3rd or 4th appearance on television the past calendar year. Lewis asking, can I see War Machine and NWA Power? No. No, I can't. Larger than life people shouldn't be on NWA Power. Ruby Wyatt, Sarah Logan. Haven't seen them. Jesus Christ. Eric Rowan. We haven't seen him since that March 9th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was in a match against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre stomped on his cage and thus destroyed this 5th time trying to build a new character. Whew. Kurt Hawkins, we haven't seen him since that episode of March the 9th of Monday Night Raw when he was at ringside with Zack Ryder's match versus Bobby Lashley to build why Bobby Lashley was going to have a match against Aleister Black, but Bobby Lashley never appeared on television to build that match with Aleister Black. And so... Whew. Whew. Guys, there's a lot more where that came from. Robert Roode, we haven't seen him since Elimination Chamber on March the 8th. Is he stuck in Canada? I don't know, but that's the only time we haven't seen him since. Shorty G, haven't seen him since a March 6th episode of SmackDown, where he was backstage with Apollo Crews, offering him some help against Sheamus. And what the fuck happened with that program? Drake Maverick, saw him on that episode of March 6th SmackDown, where he was backstage with Drew Gulak asking for pointers against Daniel Bryan and offered that he should have a match against Daniel Bryan. And, Marina Shafir, March 4th episode of NXT. She shoved a stick through a cage so that Roderick Strong could use it on Velveteen Dream. That didn't work out too well. Swerve Scott. Haven't seen him since the March 4th episode of NXT as well. He was in a match against Austin Theory to help build him up, and it did so. I think he's been on 205 Live, so he's okay. No Way Jose. Haven't seen him since the March 2nd episode of Monday Night Raw. He will go down in history as being the first person to ever see what is inside Eric Rowan's cage and be a part of the main roster to tell everyone about it, even though it's dead now. Curtis Axel, haven't seen him since the February 28th episode of SmackDown, where he faced off against Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak was over at ringside telling him not to climb the ropes. Mansoor, haven't seen him since February 27th, where he faced off against Dolph Ziggler in his hometown of South Dakota, because we all know that he only performs in South Dakota. Bronson Reed, haven't seen him since the February 26th episode of NXT, where he faced off against Killian Dane in the promises that they could resurrect the same magic that Double D and Keith Lee did. Heath Slater, haven't seen him since the February 21st episode of SmackDown, where he faced off a Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak was backstage and at the ringside and trying to tell him not to do shit, but he did it anyway. Kona Reeves, haven't seen him since the February 19th episode of NXT, where he was defeated handily by Keith Lee in less than 25 seconds. Leo Rush, haven't seen him since the February 19th episode of NXT, where he had his Cruiserweight title rematch against Jordan Devlin and lost. He is posting saying that he's going to be part of the NXT Cruiserweight tournament. We'll see when he appears. Rusev, handsome man Rusev, Rusev Day Rusev, Bald Man Rusev, if you saw his Instagram. Haven't seen him since the February 17th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he teamed up with Humberto Carrillo and teamed up against Angel Garza and Bob Lashley. Akira Tozawa, haven't seen him since the February 10th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was defeated for the second time against Aleister Black. Casey Catanzaro, haven't seen her since the February 5th episode of NXT, where she faced off against Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez is not on the milk carton because she is not on the WWE main roster page. Eric Young, haven't seen him since the February 3rd episode of Monday Night Raw after he took a powder for the second time against Aleister Black. Shelton Benjamin, haven't seen him since the Royal Rumble on January 26th when he was duped by the mastermind that is Bork Laser. Vanessa Bourne, haven't seen her since the January 15th episode of NXT, where she was in a battle royale of the vagina persuasion to figure out who would be going after Rhea Ripley's NXT Women's title in NXT TakeOver Portland. Taynara Conti was there too. I gotta take a breath. My pay-per-view record is wrong. I got to take a break real quick to adjust this. I went 13-3, not 15-3. But the overall pay-per-view record is correct. God. We're still not done yet, kids. We're still not done. We're almost done. We've got 8 more to go. All right. We're getting into 2019, folks. Mustafa Ali. Haven't seen him since the December 27th episode of SmackDown, where he said inspirational shit. Maybe he's the guy that's the new GTV. Maybe he's letting the truth be heard. I don't know. Hayden says, "Wee! Help me." Oh. All right, I got to take a sip for this one. Oh. Mm. Oh, Lewis, I think you were saying thank you for keeping up with this. I appreciate it. I've got to loosen myself up for this one, because I know y'all look forward to this one. Oh, Christ. My rouge is almost out. I'm sad. It's best that when you're trying to clear your throat, you take a swallow and lift your head back so it gets down through all of your esophagus. So you can use your entire diaphragm as you boast it out. The Iconics have not been seen since the November 25th episode of Monday Night Raw. Hey, Kayla! We haven't seen them since that episode. They were trying to sell us some shit on WWEshop.com. Peyton Royce is busy dancing on Instagram and posting it on Twitter. I don't know what the hell Billy Kay is doing. You gotta be joking me! You call that journalism? Oh, God. Oof. I want to let you all in on something. I've been trying to reach out to professional wrestlers of all kinds. In particular, Billy Kay and Danhausen. I would like for them to cut promos on me that I can air on this show about why I don't know shit about professional wrestling. Could you all do some investigating for me too? Find pro wrestlers who are like, for X amount of dollars, they'll cut a promo on you. That's what I want. I want it for this show. I gotta have some people cutting promos on me on how I don't know shit about professional wrestling. Oh, God, my cords hurt so bad right now. Bo Dallas. Haven't seen him since the November 15th episode of SmackDown from last year, when he was in the ring with Drew Gulak and Curtis Axel making fun of Braun Strowman leading up to Survivor Series. Arturo Ruas. Have not seen him since the debut of NXT on the USA Network on September the 18th of last year. He was in a match with Pete Dunne to make Pete Dunne look good, and it worked. All right, guys, we're at the end of the home stretch. This next performer, less than 2 months, 7 weeks until he becomes a golden gallon. For 1 year, he will have been on the main roster and not have appeared on television. Sure, he's had injuries within that calendar year, but that's still no excuse. You've been on other television shows like Main Event. Why the fuck haven't you shown up since then? EC3, since June the 7th, when he was in the world's biggest battle royale out of Riyadh or Jeddah or Bismarck, South Dakota. EC3, that's right, Jamel. He will be the first non-Puerto Rican to become a golden gallon. Hayden saying, I think the milk carton should be a month during quarantine. Well, no, that's not fair. No. Daniel, 3 months and 7 days. Don't fuck this. No. This isn't. No, we're looking at about 7 weeks here. We're looking at 7 weeks. Today is the 12th. 1926. Lead into May 3, 7. No, May 3, 10, 17, 24, 31. 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Count them down, kids. Make a ring, like the thing you would do during Christmas with the little construction paper rings. Make yourself 8 rings. Every time we do a show, you rip off the... Why aren't I doing that? Why aren't I doing that? Oh, shit. Oh, that's an idea. The EC3. Oh, God. Oh, that's fantastic. Ah! The show gets better and better even more I drink. When does his contract expire, asks Lewis. I don't know. It might expire before it happens. I don't know. I don't know if his contract expires before then. It may. I don't know. Replace the logo behind me? Oh, like grains of sand through the hourglass, so too are the links of EC3. I got to have it hang right back here. And they got to be different colors than green, okay? They got to be like a purple. What are his colors? What are EC3 had like gold colors, right? Yeah, his colors are like gold or something like a countdown. No, I don't want to do a countdown clock. No. I like the idea of me tearing off construction paper rings every week. I like that idea. I'm going to do that. That sounds neat and constructive and fun. All right. And finally, to end the milk carton, we celebrate the golden gallons. The ones that this whole segment was constructed for. They're commemorated and honored and cherished to be able to collect a paycheck and use the moniker of WWE Superstar to promote themselves, as they are still under contract and have not been on WWE TV or pay-per-view for a whole calendar year. Primo Colón, March the 26th of 2019. Haven't seen him since then on that episode of SmackDown, when he and Sanity were used in a security detail to keep the Shane McMahon and The Miz apart from each other. Only so few could hope to be like you, Primo. And on top of that, you got a brand new PR photo in the brand new year, and you still haven't shown up on TV. You even failed the wellness policy. But he will never come close to the stalwart of the WWE Milk Carton. The stalwart. It used to be No Way Jose when we started this entire endeavor, but no, that belongs to Epico Colón. We haven't seen him since Survivor Series of 2018. A year and a half that this man has been on the WWE main roster and has not appeared on TV or pay-per-view. That's a brand new photo of him that was posted on the main roster page at the beginning of the new year. We could only hope to aspire to achieve a quarter of what the Colóns have ever achieved for the past calendar year. What would you give to work in a job, receive full-time pay, and not show up to work for 4 months? Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Colóns, you are an inspiration to us all. An inspiration to us all. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the WWE Milk Carton. Once again, that was a list of performers that have not been on television or pay-per-view, mainstream television or pay-per-view, for at least 3 weeks. Spiky Nerf Ball is doing some damage to the WWE, not just financially, but creatively. They have never known how to coordinate their shows, how to properly write for them, how to take advantage of the resources that they have. Right now, and I'm again going to go through my database here real quick. That's 13. Okay. Right now, the WWE Milk Carton is 44 deep. This is the largest it's ever been. But you would never think that performers like Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, and Jeff Hardy would be on it. Let alone current champions like Pete Dunne. Acts that they've tried to build up for the past month, like the Grizzled Young Veterans. They're trying to build something with Raul Mendoza. Everyone involved with the Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins program in AOP, Murphy, and the Viking Raiders. Samoa Joe has yet to return. He has served his 30-day wellness policy violation. He will be added to the milk carton. Unless he shows up on Monday. And he could. I don't know. It is amazing how this entire pandemic has shown the flaws of WWE Creative. The flaws of WWE Creative have never been shown on how they're supposed to use certain talents. It's never supposed to be that, oh God, this guy is so underutilized, he's so much better. No, that's not the point. It is way different when you have 3 hours of space, you are given different confines, but you still have your resources. You still have the production dollar. You can't produce something that reminds us why people are important, then why the hell do you have them in the first place? It's an incredible failure to me. This week, people that will be appearing on the WWE Milk Carton if they do not show up this week. Riddick Moss, Cameron Grimes, Killian Dane, Matt Riddle, Roderick Strong, Shane Thorne, Tyler Breeze. That doesn't sound like much. I know a lot of it's NXT talent. You need to see who's going on for the week after that. These are very trying times for the WWE. Not even counting all the shit that's going on with XFL. I do believe in the next 4 weeks, we will see a spring cleaning of some kind. Names are going to be released that you actually wouldn't think would be, that have recently been on TV. I don't hope for it. I never hope for anyone to lose their job. That's completely sycophantic. But it's bound to happen. These are very, very difficult times for all of the entertainment industry. And unless you're someone low budget, you're okay. But unless you've set a reputation for yourself of being the worldwide leader in sports entertainment for over 50 years, you got a lot of work cut out for you. That'll do it for Wrestleview Weekly. Quentin saying the spring cleaning should be coming soon. I hope it doesn't, okay? I really, really hope that everyone understands that I'm not hoping for a spring cleaning. I want people to have jobs, okay? But it seems like it's inevitable. It happened last year with my boys, The Ascension. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Whee! Thank you, Nafis. Tune in tomorrow. Mikey and Victoria going to be covering Monday Night Raw, which will be airing live at the Performance Center. And as always, you'll catch me here next week. I cannot believe that I'm actually going to suggest this. And I know this is weird to suggest this, and I'm wiping stuff from my eyes because I touched the cork and then it went in my eyes, and you're stupid, Doug. I think I am going to dip in to the Wrestlemania whiteboard. These are odd times, weird times, but it is during this time they would be giving us inclinations of what's happening. Wrestlemania 37 is happening over in Hollywood, California. I want Deanna to take me there. I am going to break out the Wrestlemania whiteboard. And we are going to try to book WrestleMania 37 under the circumstances that we are in. Break out the tinfoil hats, kids, and don't think about yourselves. Only think about the product. All right? Because I want everyone in here, everyone who's listening right now and everything, jump into the chat room next week. Jump into the chat room next week. This is the time you want to be a part of the show. I want to get as much input as possible on what you think the card for WrestleMania 37 is going to be. It's already on the whiteboard in Stamford. Seriously, it's already up there. They are planning and programming it right now. What could it be? Seriously, everyone jump in. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm going to try to make a shortened show, maybe only recap one TV show, maybe not recap any TV. It depends on how entertaining the TV is and if anyone on the milk carton is knocked off. So, again, thank you all so much for showing up, especially on Easter Sunday here live on the show. Thank you all so much. I hope that you all have a wonderful Easter, spending time with your family and folks, whether it be in person or otherwise. Stay safe. Don't be stupid. Wash your hands. Use your hip to open that door. And as always, if Rhonda hasn't taught you otherwise, know when you're being sold to.